Great day, great day, great day. Welcome, everyone. How are you on today? It is your girl, Raquel May David, with my co host, David Sanchez, and our wonderful mod, JM. Hey, Perry. Hey, Mr. Smith. Oh, let me turn on my Do Not Disturb.
Hi, how are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you guys doing today?
I'm okay.
Oh, we used to have such a nice, mellow voice, Perry. Look at you. Look at you.
Harry sound like he trying to mac on you.
You see, hey, baby. Look, he know. I'm at listen. He know Perry know I be showing out. He don't want no problems, bro.
All right. Hey, how you doing?
Now I love Perry. Perry got a client, y'all.
Yay!
Come on, Perry.
Did good. Well, I'm hyped.
All
I'm
right.
really hyped.
Go ahead, Perry.
I'm so
I
excited.
appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey everyone. Okay, so for those of you guys that are new, this is a Dispute Panda Pro class. We give you guys the ability to come into the room, ask any questions about the Dispute Panda Pro platform. If you guys are having isms, schisms, that's what I call it. Okay, I call it isms and what? Schisms. That's what I call it. It's not problems. It's solutions waiting for us to find them. Okay. Thank you so much for coming, Miss Cross. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the room. So I always start off normally with the community. So I know that this does go on Facebook, sorry, on Instagram. This not why am I calling about Instagram? It goes on YouTube. Look, all of the social medias was down. So my mind is off a little bit, y'all. It's a little off. But if you guys have not been in the community as of yet, please, please, please check the chat. We are going to drop the link to the community that is there so you guys can make sure that you have all the support you need with the team that is out there. Listen, let me tell you something. The Smiths show up during the pro call, and I just absolutely love it. They are an amazing couple. The other couple that normally comes in on the regular call are the Clays, and I love to see them come in together, work together, and literally dominate the credit space as a unit. Like that is beyond dope for me. Like I said, I like it because my husband doesn't do credit at all. He just wears my t-shirts and get me clients. Okay, y'all. He's like, I don't got time. But I definitely love seeing power couples come in. I do not disturb. All right. So if you guys have any questions, I'm going to open the floor for the first couple of minutes so that if you guys have questions on the platform, if and what I'm going to do tonight is I did this in the free platform where I gave away a freebie for participation. So anyone that participates at the end, I will go ahead and give away a free ebook or a lead magnet that you guys will be able to utilize to either get new clients or nurture the clients that you guys already have. You can split it up. You can use it as posting content, just dropping a couple of ideas when it comes to the content that is there. So welcome, Ms. Ross. I said hi to Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Perry, is it Alexander? Okay. We know Stevie's in the building. All right. Hey. Any questions, concerns, comments that you guys may have on the platform or any issues you guys may have encountered that you would like to review today?
I have one.
Okay, I got it. What's up?
I don't know if there's a video on it. But for the merchant account, that is with Dispute Panda, whatever. Is there like a video that can go more in detail or,
Well, what questions do you have on the merchant account?
by getting one. I tried to fill out the application. It was a little. I had some questions on there that I didn't know what to put, but
Okay.
I didn't know there's like a video or something where I can go and speak to someone with about that.
I think that you can reach out to because I think did you go through Proven? Because I know that's the one that we use, right, Jan?
Well, if you click on get a merchant, that's what I did right there, and
Okay,
whatever
that's what I
pops
thought.
up there, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So it is Proven. Okay, so are you talking about questions that you had here or on the
Yeah,
other step of
well,
the application?
more into it, yeah.
Okay. So let's see what it says, y'all. We're gonna fill this out together. I'm not a robot.
I won't lie, it's kind of a lengthy application. I don't know if you
Application.
want to just do anything else first and then go to it.
So did you have complications on this page?
No, it's almost towards the end.
Okay, cool. Hold on 1 second. No, no. There we go. Because we can do this together. Dang, it just told me 77064. Let's try 851111. That enough? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Yes. You don't need no facts. Maybe. What did it say? Oh, the number. Okay. Okay. Nothing here, right?
No.
Okay. Cool beans. Oops. What? What are you talking about? Oh. What is the problem?
And
Oh,
date of birth. Mm-hmm.
I thought I did that, child. Y'all know my date of birth. Look like they know me. Nothing
So,
on here, right? Or did you have a problem?
on the sales method, I didn't know what to put. And another thing, when I was just re-looking at it, I believe like a couple months ago when someone asked them, since they just made a new account, do we just tell them like this was a brand new account or something? I can't remember. Um, but something like that.
So let me clarify. If you're not selling in person, you would just leave 0.
Okay.
Right? If you're not doing by mail or over the phone, you just leave 0. If everything is going to be done via email, then you can go ahead, via internet or e-commerce, then you can put 100% sales there. If you plan on doing in-person events where you will be selling your product and taking payments in person in real time, then you want to put what it is that you intend to do at that time. It can always change. It's not a big issue if it changes throughout the process.
Okay.
Okay, so I wouldn't be too worried about that portion. What was your other question?
At the top, I remember somebody when the Siri RP BB thing was the thing they asked, and they said like I think they wanted to see like statements from your business bank account, but he was saying something. If you just had made it, and you like, do I put it there? Do I just had made it or something?
Yep, you just say that it's a new account. If it doesn't have any statements available, and that's it.
Okay, and
Good.
that's as far I gotten.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
My pleasure, Chad. We all hear about solutions now. Any other questions about the merchant service, since we're all on this together? Did I go too fast? I just wanted to kind of get to the question portion, if that made any sense. Is anyone else having a question about merchant service? Also, JM dropped the link in the chat to watch the YouTube video on the merchant service account. But yes, if you have a new account, you want to go ahead and let them know that it's a new profile.
Hi, Raquel.
Hello.
Well, I'll let Dante speak since he saw the email.
All right, cool beans. What question?
I'm tagging you in.
Hey, husband.
I'm officially tagged in.
Ow.
Okay, so well, the question that I have is this. I have my own merchant account.
Mhm.
So of course I'm like, okay, I would rather go ahead. I have another merchant account and I with a different company. So I said I wanted to kind of keep everything
Separate.
with
Or
Clover.
with one person.
With Clover, yeah.
Okay, cool. Mhm.
So I spoke with them and they were like, okay, it's been a roller coaster with them, but they were able to get it approved because there's a whole thing with doing anything credit related to where they consider it high risk.
Mhm.
Okay, so I got past that barrier and I said, okay, cool. And so I go on to, okay, if you're there now and you go to subscriptions and then go to add, like you're on Dispute Panda Pro right now, can you go to, yeah. And then where it says connect a merchant, not get a merchant. Yeah. So right here at the top, it says Dispute Panda allows you to start collecting payments via the listed merchants. Like one, and the only one that you see there is authorized.net. So of course, after I went through all of that with Clover to go ahead and get it pushed through, I got approved with them. So that's all set up to do to process payments with this particular entity. But this is what I see. I'm like, oh shoot. So I did some research and I saw that Clover can work with authorized.net. Now, this is all today, when I got to this point. Do you have any type of wisdom on how to go ahead and get Clover to work with authorized.net to work with Panda?
Okay, so I work with a different company that is basically a subcontractor with authorized.net. So authorized.net is the main person, but this person is the boutique for authorized.net. That's the best way I could explain it. So if you contact Clover, you can ask the Clover representative if there is a KPI an API that they already have that is connected with authorized.net. When I worked at PNC, I remember we did do it because I used to work for PNC Bank and I worked for Bank of America and Wells Fargo, and all of them sell Clovers. And we were able to connect with authorized.net if that system was compatible with the sales software. Like if the person wasn't buying the Clover machine, but they were doing everything virtual, they were able to get an API number that was able to be compatible. So I would say, have you already reached out to Clover to find out if they have an API account through authorized.net already?
Not specifically through authorized.net, but I have reached out to them about the API login and the transaction ID. And it's just like, with any other customer service tech support experience, it depends on who you get. If they really, really know, one person sent me they didn't even send me to another department. They said, you have to email these people. And I said, can you email them for me?
For me? Right.
Can you call them? Like, we don't have a number for them. And, there's no number. We can't contact them. You have to email them. Like, what should I say to them? So I emailed those people and that was 2 days ago. I haven't, gotten anything back from them. But I just wanted to know if you had any experience with that. And I did find something online. And that's one of the the frustrations that come along with entrepreneurship. It's like you have to do so much research and find out this and find out that. So I did find a resource, and it was on Clover's website where somebody else was saying, hey, they are able to
Connect.
yeah, with authorized.net. So that was like literally probably about an hour and a half ago when I found that. So I was hoping that when I got on this phone call tonight, and I was glad that this brother was like, hey, you know, talking about the merch, I'm like, hey, that's right, that flows right into it. That you
Yeah.
would have some wisdom on, like, hey, this is what you do, boom, 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 boom. But I see that
Yeah,
I'm
no,
gonna
because
have to dig in there a
because
little bit.
yeah, well, so here's what you would do when you send the email out. So this is why, pause y'all, real quick. Coach Raquel stepping in for a minute. This is why it's so important to have a business banker relationship. And the reason I'm going to say this is because when I used to work for the banks and I had like dedicated clients that came to me, when situations like this happened, they didn't have to call around. Like I was the person that was literally making sure that the I's were dotted and the T's were crossed for my clients, right? So real talk, real slim, when y'all are setting up these accounts, when you guys are building this relationship, Perry, you're new, you're just getting seasoned. I want you to go to the bank every week and have a conversation with the banker. I want you to build that relationship with them, because that makes it edifying, because they know that there's now a relationship that if you need something and they need something, because they have to make quotas, let's be clear, to keep their job, they'll be willing to work with you to kind of navigate the waters to figure out how they can find that solution. When I worked for the big banks that I worked for, one of the biggest things that we would do is we would sit on the phone with Clover. We would have the Clover rep come in, and we had a dedicated person on the line. So when you send that email, if you have sent an email already, I don't care, send another email. And in that email, clearly specify like, hey, I need an API login ID because my processing center is only compatible with authorized.net. Is that something that I can see in the Clover system? Because I haven't done that side in so long. When I left the bank, I was a branch manager, so I wasn't working with the Clover system anymore, like directly. But I do know that there should be a way for you to connect to that information online. So to walk you through the Clover system, I don't remember, but I do know if you send them a message clearly stating my operating system works with authorized.net, I need an API login with the transaction key. Can you show me where to find it? They will be able to either let you know if they have to turn it on, because back in the day they had to turn it on. I don't know, again, with technology updating, I don't know if it's now just as simple, it's already connected and all you have to do is just find it on the main screen.
Yeah, what I found is that you have to generate the API key or the API login, and then it doesn't give you a
It turns on the
transaction key.
key.
So, you know, you got to go through some extra steps. And again, it just goes to, you have to find that person that knows what to do, you know. So I may have to send a few emails. I may have to look, I'm about to click on my screen thinking my stuff timed out. I done got used to it by now. But you know, I may, you know, I may have to, you know, get a few people on the phone, send a few emails. I mean, the one that I did send, I haven't even gotten a response. So that right there is kind of like, you know. So yeah, I'll just keep digging in. But I did find a resource. What was that I found? It was something called work. What is it called? Let me see if I can get that. Have you ever heard of Workato? WORKATO
No.
or Workato.
Mm-mm.
I'll probably say that right the second time.
The
So
second time.
it says, so this is via the Clover's website. It says, yes, Clover uses authorized.net. And then it says Workato allows users to integrate Clover and authorized.net tasks and workflows across databases. So I guess that's another, you're like a third party.
Thinking that's probably what, that's what I'm thinking. Because like I said, back in the day, it's an integration system. that they would have to turn on in the back office for the client. And then
Mhm.
when you log into the Clover account, again, this is in the past, y'all, so please forgive, I'm a little vintage, but in the past, you would be able to log into your Clover, and then you would click a link and you'd be able to then connect with authorized.net, and then you're able to just log in and put all the information in. But I don't think it should be that, like, just for transparency, it wasn't that difficult. My clients had access within 24 to 48 hours.
So I do have another question too. So I did go ahead and go through, get a merchant account, and I ran through the application that what's the brother? I don't want to just keep calling him
Mr. Perry,
Mr.
and I'm gonna
Perry.
answer your question in a second, Perry. I saw it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay.
That Mr. Perry did. So I went through all of that and submitted the application, got approved.
Right.
I have yet to see anything, and it said we can get you approved for little to no fees.
Right.
I have not seen anything that says anything about transaction fees or anything like that. So how does that work? Because I mean, my preference is to work with Clover, but I know I'm going to pay transaction fees with them.
Fees.
But if I'm paying no fees, you know, with what is it called?
It's proven.
Proven, yeah. Then is that how that works? I mean,
So depending on your credit score will depend on what they're going to give you and what fees they will assess. So let me be clear. You'll be paying fees through the merchant service, from my understanding, like the company that runs it through, they will be charging you a fee, but you could get no fees from them. So
okay.
in essence, you'd have like a monthly bill. It could be as low as like $20 to $30, like $20 to $50, I think was the range that I've seen a lot of people come to the table and say that they've used. For transparency, y'all, I don't use any of that. I'm kind of like Perry. I got mine through my bank. So because of that, I am with authorized.net by default. So it does make it a lot easier for me to use on all the platforms, because normally all the platforms are using authorized.net. But they do tell you the fees once you once you get assigned a case manager or like a sales consultant. So I would say reach out to them and just find out, like, I just want to confirm, am I just being charged a monthly fee for the maintenance of said account with no transaction, or will you guys be billing me transaction based on the quantity of transactions that I run? Like, you know, this
That would
amount,
be,
if
and
it's
that would
zero.
be monthly fees on top of the potential monthly fee that I'm currently paying.
Correct.
So yeah, I'm gonna be more diligent to make
To
this.
go through Clover. You see what
Oh
I'm saying?
yeah,
Yes.
100. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
thank
love
you.
it.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure, honey. It's my pleasure. All right. Perry said, would it be better to get my merchant's account through Truist? I just know doing credit repair is high risk. So you want to find, if you already have the credit repair business through Truist, you can try and get the merchant service with them. What I would do is cold call them and confirm. I believe that Truist does deal with credit repair companies. So I don't think you would have a problem getting a merchant service with them. My thing is to just find out what the cost is going to be on your end. Like, what is that? Is that going to be better than going through Proven? Dollars and cents wise, because I'm looking to switch over mine just for transparency, because it's actually cheaper if I would have done it through my bank versus doing it outside of my bank, which is how I originally set up my account in the first place.
Okay. Well, I have to because like my thing is under business consultant, whatever. Would I have to change that and then go?
No,
Okay. Okay. So I should try to go with Truist. I mean, I don't want to. I mean, I'm
you can.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it seems like it was a lot with the other thing.
Oh, it's
Hmm.
the same application, Chad. It's gonna be a
Oh,
long,
it
it's
is.
gonna be a long application. So I don't. So welcome to the world of business. They
I
want
see.
everything. They want
Hmm.
your rooter tutor and your pinky toe. You welcome.
And also saying, Dante, what was the terminology? Because when we called Clover at first, we said credit repair and they said it was high risk. But then when we said credit counseling,
Well,
or
no,
what was that?
he looked it up. So I didn't say two different things. He said, because I was under the impression that Clover just would not approve anything credit repair, credit related, right? That's via the initial rep that I've been working with over the last year and some change. And
Mhm.
so when I set up the business banking account, that banker, she reached out to this other guy, and so he called me, and I said, well, hey, before you get off into your spiel, they start doing their spiel, right? I said, before you do all of that, let me tell you what the other guy said. He said, oh no, I've been doing this for X amount of years, da 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 da, and I can get you pushed through. Don't worry about that. He said, I got enough starch in my shirt, I can make it happen. I said, okay. So, I told him it was credit, and he said, yeah, that is considered high risk. And he said, let me take a look at something. So he put in credit repair, or he put in credit something. And I told him, I said, well, it could be classified as credit counseling. And so he put in credit. He said, I see credit repair, which is considered high risk. But then I see credit restoration, which
Yep.
is not considered high risk.
Mhm.
He said, and I don't know what the difference is with the two. I said, well, if credit restoration is not high risk, let's
Let's
go
go
with
with
that.
that.
And
Another thing is y'all can use financial consulting, financial coaching.
Mhm.
Those are other key verbs that you can use, and the NAC code or the SIC code would not put you at high risk if you are
Mhm.
using those terms. So
Yeah.
yes, you want to stay away from.
And it's important when you're talking about the SIC codes and the NAIC codes. You have to set that up when you establish the business banking account, and
Mhm.
make sure you tell them the code that you want them to use. Do the
Yep.
research, Google it, and tell them the code that you want them to use. Because if they say, well, what do you do? And you say something to them, and they're going to start typing in their little computer, and whatever they think matches that the best, they're going to put that in there, and it may be a high risk industry. What really makes that important is not just as far as being able to acquire merchant services, but if you ever want to apply for business credit cards, line of credit, any type of loans, and this is I know what I'm talking about here because this is what we do. They're going to look at that industry code when you go to apply with that bank. So if you're in a high risk industry, you don't want to be in that. So you want to make sure that you make sure that they enter in the code that you want them to enter when you establish your banking your business banking account, your checking accounts. And if you don't know what they answered, check back with them. And if you need to get that
Mhm.
amended, go ahead and get it amended. Sorry, I didn't mean to take over.
No, you're fine. You're fine. So there are a couple of questions in the chat. So hold on one second. Let me scroll back up. Alexander said, is there a web form that we can add to our website, like a sign-up form? So yes, so for you to create a payment form or an onboarding form, you have to create a plan first. So you would have to create your plan, and then you can create the onboarding form. Now you can create a form for them to basically use. So hold on, oh, it says it's live. Hold on, let me click it, copied. Let me see if I can edit it. Hold on. So this is what the form looks like if you elect to just make it be an onboarding form. So let's say you're collecting the client's information, and then they fill out their name, and then you'd be able to get them into your system. The other option is this one is the payment form. Hold on one second. And this one has a couple more steps. So because it's collecting the payment information. So but either way, you would have to create the payment plan first, even if you're only creating the one that you saw with just 2 steps, because the system only allows you to create it when you have a payment plan, until even if you're not sending the payment plan off. But this is a form that you can create, or you can see what your website is compatible with, because some of them need the actual backend coding that says like Elemental P, QRS, all that stuff. So you want to see what your platform is connectable with and how it kind of works. Because I think WordPress requires coding, where other websites you can actually just grab this form and drop it off. Great question. Okay, Rochelle said, what is this code? So these codes are the codes that basically say what industry you're in, and it classifies your business as risky or non-risky. So think of it from one end, you're green, all the way to red. So whether you are doing hair, makeup, if you're in the service industry, if you're in the education industry, every single industry has a code. And with that code, it identifies what you do for that particular business. So you can choose to select multiple codes. Let's say you do coaching and you do a network, or let's say your one business has multiple legs. It's the umbrella that houses everything under it, right? Each one of your businesses would have their distinctive code. So for instance, in the art and entertainment field, they have a code specifically for theater companies, dancing companies, music groups, so on and so forth. So this code is what identifies your business as an entity and tells the system the are risky or not. Great question.
Hey, Raquel, is it okay if I say one more thing?
Absolutely.
And I
So,
have a question with that too.
No problem.
so when it comes to risky, because I had a question about when I was trying to get this set up with Clover, and the issue coming up with credit repair, anything credit related being high risk. I said, how is that a high risk business? And so there's a difference what they consider high risk and the banks actually consider high risk. They consider credit repair high risk because of the elevated risk of people doing chargebacks.
Yep,
The industry itself is not high risk.
that is correct.
So that's different than the SIC codes or NAIC codes. It's a different risk that they're looking at. They're looking at the risk of chargeback. So I just wanted to put that in perspective, create that, that picture for everybody because it can be easily confused. The merchant, if you're trying to establish a merchant account, they're looking at a different type of risk than when you're setting up your actual bank account. If you're looking at setting up your bank account and you're looking at getting any type of funding in the future, you want to set it up under a low risk code. When you're looking at merchant services, then you want a low risk as far as whether that industry is known to generate a lot of chargebacks or not.
So let me clarify. Great segue to this point. So I want to piggyback on that. There are some banks that does not give a darn. They feel it's risky all the way around, and they feel it's risky specifically for the fact that what Mr. Smith is saying. Now, number one, the credit repair industry, let's keep it a buck. I like to keep it greasy with y'all. The credit repair industry have had a lot of scammers. There have been people who have not done their due diligence. Credit repair is not bad. The credit repair industry is not bad. It's certain people who have done fraudulent things. So because of that, people, to his point, have done chargebacks. People have charged erroneous amounts, which is why some states have a cap as to how much you can charge for credit repair that they deem is reasonable to charge for credit repair, right? And other states do not have that cap, or they have complete limitations, i.e. Georgia. For you to do business in Georgia, you just word to the wise, you need to have a DIY software if you're working in Georgia. Okay. If you're not working in Georgia, if you're working in Georgia and you're not doing a DIY, then you need to be connected to an attorney to CYOA yourself. So understand that there are different markets. So for instance, another one that I talk to people about is the casino. The casino is not necessarily high risk because of the fact, or casino, check cashing plays, cash advances, those are considered high risk for multiple reasons. One, when of course chargebacks, people have fraudulent bad checks, or because the industry is deemed as being scandalous, right? So some banks, because of the taboo nature of it, will not allow them to set up bank accounts there. The protection of having the NACA code is from out the gate, you're telling the bank, I'm safe. Like out the gate, you're telling the bank, my business is in a safe industry that is good to the people, right? Because they be treating them strip clubs and them gambling spots like it's a problem. But when we go to Las Vegas, we be living it up. You know what I'm saying? So they be making that money out in Vegas. How I know? Because I go there. Okay, I'm going to see Usher. But anyway, I'm talking it into existence. But look, he ain't there right now. But when he go back, I'm going to see him. Okay, I'm going to see him. But I say all that to say that you're basically giving yourself a front face to say, I'm not high risk. My company, what I do, my entity, and you got to think of it kind of like the trucking business. There's some banks that find the trucking business as a risky business because a lot of people get into the trucking business because they follow the guru on social media. They decided to buy these box trucks, but they don't know how to dispatch. They don't have the back end. So now they're tightening the reins on that, right? Where real estate, although, and let's be clear, we know that the real estate market has dropped, but the trend is there's a dip, but there's an increase, right? So it's reasonable for you to be a property manager or for you to be a real estate investor because they know that risk a lot of time equals high results. It's not in a seedy area. So definitely picking your name, which is why we always stress credit does not have to be in your name. Let me be clear. You can have credit on your website. You can have a DBA that says, you're doing business as Rockaway Finance or Rockaway Credit Repair. That's fine. But you do not have to have that in your business name, just like LLC does not need to be in your business name. It does not have to be Evolving Eve LLC. If I'm registering as an LLC, it's notated at the Secretary of State. It does not need to be anywhere else. Just for those little pro nuggets and tips. I know I'll go off on the tangent, y'all. Just pray for me. Miss Rachel, you said you had a question. What was your question, my love?
Yes. I wanted to know what was the code to use for the credit repair, because I use consulting codes. Because of that, what you just all explained, which was really, really great. But I was interested because Mr. Smith was talking about credit restoration. What is a recommended NIAX code or SIC code to use for credit repair?
That's a great question. I'm going to tell you that I use consulting as well because I do multiple consultings. I know that, hold on. Perry dropped one in the chat, so hold on, let me see. This one is administrative, so let me try. You said credit restoration, right?
Yes.
These are the codes that come up under the subheading of credit restoration. But again, I think what Mr. Smith was explaining is that there's a difference with language, not the code. So you can keep the code as a consulting code, but if you're talking to the bank, you let them know that you are in credit restoration, not credit repair. Because there's a series of codes that are in the actual banking system that code credit restoration internally. But let me clarify, credit restoration and credit repair will not fly at Navy Federal. It doesn't matter how you verbiage it. The minute they see credit, it's an automatic no-go.
Right, and that's what I want to stay away from, because
Mm-hmm.
I am looking to always leverage credit, and I need the bags to come from all of these banks. So I want to be able to use the right verbiage. So that's kind of where my question is going.
Yeah, so as long as you're not with Navy Federal, I love you, Navy. You're amazing. I appreciate you. There's other banks that do work with us, right? That do work with us that are credit unions and that will give us high funding, especially if our numbers are numbering, right? So what you would do is when you have the conversation, I personally use the consulting code. I do not use any credit anything code when I'm doing it at all. But to your point, Mr. Smith, did they give you the NACA code when you were there for credit restoration? Because I don't see it here under the coding.
No, so again, you can, it's just that it depends on who you're talking to.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to lending, she says she's trying to get the bag. When it comes to lending, you're good there, because credit repair, restoration is not a high risk industry like you talked about real estate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's considered high risk, meaning that you'll put an investment in and the risk is higher that you're not going to get a great return on your investment. If you do, you're going to get that bag, but it's a higher risk that you're probably not going to win, right? You're not going to get the return on your investment. So when it comes to we're looking at it from a lending standpoint, you're good there. It's only when you're setting up your merchant account that's when
Mm-hmm.
it's considered high risk, because with on the merchant side, there's a lot of chargebacks when it comes to credit repair, credit restoration, whatever. So that's why I was trying to kind of determine establish the difference between it. So just keep that in perspective. It depends on who you're talking to. If you got great personal credit, and you don't have a bunch of craziness going on the business side with that particular entity, when you go get that bag from the bank, you're good all day. They're gonna be
Yep.
begging you to take that money, so don't worry about that. It's only when you're trying to set up the merchant services. That's something I just learned literally,
When you're
today.
trying to set it up. Yeah.
Yeah, trying to set this up. I said, oh, okay. Yeah, I said, well, how is this high risk? Because I'm somewhat business minded, right? I'm like, how is credit repair risky? And, oh, no. Chargebacks. I said, oh, I get that. I get
And
that.
people will wait for you to do the whole work, which is why it is
Yes.
very important that you have a clear refund policy. Because you can get your money back. You can stop the chargebacks. And I have one person who had one chargeback a year, and the third year they closed her merchant service account. She ran over 200 people. One chargeback, her third year, they completely shut down her merchant service.
What?
So that's why you got to be careful. Perry's question is, which bank do you use to have your credit repair payments go to? So for transparency, I bank with multiple banks because, again, I date my bank. I married my husband. So I have bank accounts with BOA, Chase. I believe I have one with Novo, Novo. It's another bank that I utilize for my credit repair business. Because they give really, really good loans on the back end, honey, when your credit score is good. I love Novo. And I think I have one more, but y'all, I promise you that one I only have it I have to physically go to that branch, and for the life of me, I can't remember. But there are multiple entities that you can have. I just opened one with Truist today and Chase the other day. I just wanted to have a place for my payments to go, but don't want to risk. So Chase and BOA and Truist, they don't turn us away. Just for transparency, you can have accounts with them and there's no issues with them. Great questions. Any other questions, guys? Oh, did it time out? Time. Any other questions?
Question, but I wanted to tap into a gem that you said earlier about having the bank relations with the representatives. So Dante was in the bank the other day, and our lady, he wasn't even talking to her, but he saw her and started up a conversation with her and told her what we was doing. And she was like, because she came from another location. And so she was like, oh, I'm glad you told me that. I need someone when customers come in for auto loans that need to help get their score up. So talk to your bankers, become friends with them. When you're going in to make a deposit, just pop in and say, hey, keep that relationship going with them, because that was a lead that we wasn't even looking for.
Yeah. And
And
100%.
if they have quotas to meet, y'all, just trying to be fun, not trying to be funny. When I worked at Wells Fargo, the smallest branch that I had, each banker had to do the smallest branch that I was the assistant branch manager for, they had to do 4 accounts every single day. And in totality, they had to close 20 items per day. At BOA, it was 7 to 6 per day, and they had to close 30 items per day. So that's lending, online banking, credit card, auto loan. Like they have to check these boxes. And if they don't do it that day, they have to make sure that by the end of the month, they're meeting that quota. So having those conversations, and I'm not trying to be funny, anyone that works in the banking industry, the number one thing, if y'all are watching this back on replay on YouTube, one of the things that I would always tell my people, and this was because I started out as a banker, like my original first job when I decided I wanted to infiltrate the system, I went to become a banker. And one of the things, y'all see I talk a lot. So I was talking to the tellers. I would be talking, I moved to Montana for a little over a year. And while I was in Montana, it was the best experience of banking because we did not have a quota. So when I literally was talking to someone, not that I don't talk to here, but like it was no pressure. I was literally just talking because I genuinely wanted to know. I was new to the town. I wanted to get to know people. Everybody was interested because I was the only Black woman in the bank and I had dreads. Y'all got to think I'm a fluffy fella, okay? Dreads, always wearing bright colors as if you can't see me coming. As if you can't see me coming. And I was dressed to the nine, honey, because I was single. I was getting single. Okay. So I need to make sure, I don't know if my husband was gonna walk in. So I had to be prepared every day, right? Just in case today's the day he show up, I gotta wear this good blazer. Okay. But having those conversations with the tellers would tell me so-and-so is having a baby, or so-and-so is having a grandbaby, so-and-so is having this, right? And a lot of times I think because they miss the dynamics of the relationship with the banker versus like to the teller, because the tellers are talking to you all the time. They're trying to, make the transaction pleasant. So a lot of times they get to know Bob, who comes in every Thursday to withdraw $400. You know what I mean? And we're not going to see him again until next Thursday to draw another $400. They have these conversations, these relationships. The same way you guys should be having those conversations when you get to the table, because when you guys have a banking need, i.e. merchant service, or let's say your business, you have another leg because you go into coaching or you go into a public speaking arena, and now you can have conversations with them about, hey, what do you guys think about that? Do you think I should open up a separate account? Do you think it makes sense for me to open another business name, or should I just open a second account and make the funds go in there until I get enough capital? This is a circle event that allows the bankers to sustain what they need and the tellers to, because let's be clear, when you guys get the sale from the bankers, it's credited to that teller because the teller has a quota, right? So everybody in there, if it's worked well, and this is why I personally like community banks I like credit unions a lot more than banking, because it's not a pressure system to meet the numbers. It is a goal to meet what does the client physically need. So my recommendation is always, you can have one bank that does business, like that is a big bank or a big institute, and then another entity that is a local community bank. And a lot of these community bank, Prosperity Bank, there's a lot of these banks out here that are looking to pour money back into the brown and Black communities. Do not let that slide, because a lot of them will still work with us because they need the business, right? They need the bottom line. Go ahead, Mrs. Smith, what you have today?
Okay. No, I just wanted to add a little bit more sauce to what you just said, as far as, going in and creating those relationships. And a lot of people don't know. I mean, you're from the banking world, so you'll know about this, but a lot of people don't know that banks have what's called a relationship manager. If you can connect with a relationship manager, and people who are, if you're looking to get funding from a bank, connect with a relationship manager. Now, typically, like one of the banks that I bank with is Chase, and typically you're not supposed to be able to connect with a relationship manager unless you have over $100,000 in a business checking account and some other criteria, right? But don't be afraid to just ask for one, because when I asked for one, I did not have that. But I said, hey, I want to apply for a business credit card, and I said, can I tell you what limit I want, that I'm going for? And they said, well, what are you going for? I said, I'm looking to get about 75K, 75,000. And they said, well, if you want that much, that would have to go through a relationship manager. Now, this is a young lady that I have formulated a relationship with. Anytime I would apply for anything, doing any business, I would go in and I would talk to her every time, because we have formulated a relationship. And I knew that if anything could be done, and she could do it, she was going to do it for me.
She
She
gonna
liked
do
me
it.
as a person.
Come
I
on.
like her. So
Mhm.
she said that would have to be through a relationship manager. I said, can you make that happen? She said, yeah, I got you. She connected me with a relationship manager, and we put in an application for a business credit card. I could have gotten approved for 75K, but she said, let's strategize on this because you got multiple entities. Let's do 50 on this one and 50 on this one. And then we're going to go for a third card and do another 50. Because if we do anything above 150K and collectively, then they're going to start asking for other documentation. So now that's what the relationship manager told me. I didn't know that before. So she gave me that inside sauce. And I said, hey, this is what I'm doing credit wise. I'm doing credit repair. I'm also showing people how to optimize their personal credit in order to obtain business credit. So I can bring a lot of people to you because, like you said, Ms. Raquel, they have a quota to meet. So she's like, oh, really? I said, everybody that I bring to you will be A1. There will be no question about their credit profile. She's like, oh, wow. So, not only was she able to get me approved in instances where I maybe should not have been approved, she was able to do some things for my wife, and anybody that I bring to her is going to be. So if when you go to bank with someone, try to get in contact with the relationship manager at that branch, because they can get you approved for higher limits when you go to apply for business credit cards and lines of credits and loans and things of that nature. So try to connect with the relationship manager. Don't be afraid. If you need $75,000 and 0% interest business credit, and that's for a year or 12 or 15 months. Some of them are 20 months, some of them are 22 months. Don't be afraid to ask. If you need that, go for it. Put yourself in position. That's just an extra nugget to what you were talking about as far as building relationships with the account managers. But ask for a relationship manager. They're the ones who can get you approved for higher amounts.
Absolutely, absolutely. Any other questions, concerns, or comments, my loves? Thanks. Oh, Perry said thanks for the info. It's our pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
I do, but I don't think it has to do with the pros. It's about one of my family member that I did it with. One of the responses I got from the collection agencies. But if someone wanted to ask a different question about, they can go first.
Perry, you better ask your question. Stop acting like that, friend. You in the room. You better speak up, Chad. What you
Or
said, say
I
with
was
your
making sure.
chest. What you need?
I'm over
What you
here
say?
questioning y'all heads off. That's all. But
What's your question? What my
it was
head's
for
on. You got
one
time.
the collections. It was from Spring Oak, I believe. They came back or whatever and confirmed like I sent the debt validation and all that, then they showed proof or whatever. I was trying to see what was my next step for that.
You do the next round of disputes.
Oh, okay, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just seeing if it had to be anything specific.
Nope. Nope. Send the next round of disputes. Now, if they offer a settlement letter, then you come back and talk to us. But if it's go through the round of disputes, I would not be concerned about the fact that they're validating the debt. Did you do the step that was, because this is a third party company, not the main company that held the debt, correct?
Yes, I believe
Did
so.
you
If
check
you
the site to make sure that that company has an open, if that company is required to have a license in the state that they're collecting from?
I tried to look it up and it did not pop up on the site at all. But then I just tried to see where the headquarters is located regularly, like through Google. And it said it was from South Carolina. I believe they can or something like that. I'm not entirely too sure, but
So we're not caring about where the company is, we're caring about where the customer is. So
okay.
you want to search the state that the customer is in to confirm. You would add that method with what you're doing with the Sea Panda. Does that make sense?
Okay. So on that website, I believe you're talking about the NMLS consumer assets, right? I'll put
Mhm.
the collection
Mhm.
agency person. Yeah, when I look that up, nothing pops up for that collection thing.
So my question is, does the state require a license? I want to make sure we're doing this.
Oh, okay, okay.
My
I see.
question is, does the state require that debt collection company to have a license to collect the debt in that client state?
Okay.
If
Well,
they do,
okay.
then you search the company. If they don't, you follow what I'm saying?
Yeah. So,
So go back to the client state,
uh-huh.
see if in that state they require a license, bond, anything like that, and then try to search the company. If the company does not come up, then bring the question to the call next Sunday
Okay.
for the class, and then we'll go over a tactic the method that you can add into the loop.
Okay.
Sorry guys, just for context, I did a masterclass workshop, and one of the tips that I gave, or a method that I add into my disputing realm, is confirming that the debt is collectible because the debt collector is following all the rules of the state of that client. So that's what Perry was talking about, was from the class that we had together, that particular site that I taught in the class. And that is just an extra layer that I teach when it comes to credit repair. So don't want to confuse everybody, because I know that's why he said, oh, see, Perry, this your problem. Look, no more questions. That's it. And Perry banned. Perry is banned. No, but for real, I'm gonna drop my email in here, guys. Everyone really participated amazingly. If you guys can shoot me an email, I want to send everyone a lender's list. I gotta remember my email first. Hold on. I would like to send everyone the lenders list, and that way you guys can rebrand it. You can chop it up. You can make it into marketing material. You can make it into post reels. You can add to it. So you guys will. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not E. Don't listen to that. That's not my email, y'all. Hold on. Please forgive me. This is my correct email. If you shoot me ebook, I'll send it over to you. I'll send you the Canva template. You guys will be able to download said template, make an edit of it, and then reconfigure it how you need. And you can add to it, make it into a whole book and series as to what the clients need to do in order to secure funding. And then you can include the secret lenders list in the back of it. It can be a lead magnet. Hey, if you sign up for my email list, I'll email you some secret lender lists. A lot of people are doing that. So I wanted to give you guys access to that as well, because you guys have been so awesome on today, asking some really dope questions. When adding your credit agreement, can I complete it once for all clients, or do I have to complete it for each client if I wanted to add their name? So when you're doing the credit agreement, hold on. You're talking about the service agreement right here, right? This is Santana?
Yes.
Okay, so if you're putting the service agreement here, it automatically goes out for the client. You don't have to do it client by client. Once they come into the system, it will automatically be sent to them on their own.
And does it add their specific name to each one?
I think you would, what I would say, no. So right now it doesn't, it just gives them the blank form and they can sign. What I would say is, in your case, is that you can send a message to the back office. Oh wait, you know what? I'm lying, they upgraded it. Yes, you can go ahead and put client's name, client's address in the placement holder. It was not there before, but they did go ahead and add it. So it does auto-populate the client's. Thank you, JM. You know, I was reading slow because I forgot. Yeah, because I use a different signature thing, because my contract is a little bit more drawn out, but you can put the client's name in there and it has the placeholders so that it goes through. So if you have the contract, you put the contract in there wherever you want their name, you just click the appropriate client field and it will auto generate.
You got it. Yep.
Okay.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
My pleasure. I forgot that they add that there. Thank you, JM, for keeping me honest, honey. Appreciate you. Any other questions, guys? That was a great one, Santana. Nothing else? All right, y'all. So Mr. Smith, Mrs. Smith, Santana, Miss Ross, Mr. Perry, you got another question? I'm playing. You can ask another question, Perry.
Can you one more time show the onboarding thing? I wasn't able to see that.
You're cool. Hold on 1 second. You talking about the payment form?
Yeah.
So you have to create the plan first.
Okay.
After you've created the plan, then you'd be able to go in and you'd be able to create the form.
So the form, the onboarding form, I could just it was send like the link, so I won't have to like add the client in to do that, or how?
No,
What?
you once it generates, you saw how it showed the link. You could share.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So you don't have to do anything. It's like this is what the link looks like, and it tells them what they have to pay. Or if I'm just doing to collect the information, this is what it looks like.
Okay.
And then they fill out the name.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. My pleasure. Great questions. I would like to follow you guys on social media and support if anyone wants to drop. Perry wants to connect with y'all. Okay. So connect with Perry, my good friend Perry, who got his first client. He out here. I think my husband's trying to come in. Y'all, he done locked himself. Oh, wait, never mind. He came in. He done locked himself. I was going to say, y'all, I have to get my baby. Sorry, sorry, y'all. Perry said he want to be y'all friend. Okay, so just come on in and be Perry friend. He on Facebook. He on the Book of the Faces. Okay, he on the you on the gram. You on the gram?
Yes, I am.
He on the gram of the Insta. Okay, find him. He real small. He real slim. When you see him out there, you gonna know it's him. He real slim. But he got a big afro. Is that even you, Perry? Or am I just making fun? Because you know I don't be
No, that's me.
Oh, see, because I pay attention. Santana laughing at me. This is me all day.
I'm
Okay.
laughing too. You need to leave that grown man alone talking about he's small. That's a grown man.
He's slim. He a slim fella. He a good pencil. He a good dancer.
Perry,
He a good
listen.
number 2.
I can relate to you. It took me a long time to get over 150 pounds as a grown man.
What?
I'm pushing 200 now, but
What?
for most of my adult life, I was struggling to keep 150 pounds on, man. So I know how I feel when he's when be like, oh, he's just a tiny thing like that. We don't
First
want
of
to do
all,
that.
first of all, that see Perry how they be going left foot. That's not what I said, Perry.
But you heard Perry laugh. Did Perry say, "No, I'm cool, I'm good"? He
I was
laughed.
being descriptive. Okay, Perry. Don't let him take lead you because my husband a nice little pencil too, and he got long hair. So don't let him lead you down. Why he want this big tugboat? I don't because I'm cute, but don't worry about it. Mrs. Smith dropped his contact. Hey, Miss Cross, what question do you have, my love?
Okay. I'm actually kind of coming back from a break that I had to take. And when I was here last, they had the credit repair business blueprint. And my understanding is that they have taken that down now.
That is correct.
So what I wanted to know is there something in place for that that can help me build my business on the other side? Because when Dom was talking about it, I kind of went that way, and then I had to take a break, and then when I came back, now I can't pick up. Yeah, I can't pick up where I left off.
So Dom is coming out with another program that is going to be separate and apart. I don't know the pricing as of yet. He did advise me that once it's going to go live, he will go ahead and send me the information so that your class, so that our pro group is the first one to gain access to it. But it's being built out because they had to take some pieces out, like Kong automation is being pulled. There's a bunch of other things that are being switched. But the foundation of the information is gonna, for the most part, be the same.
Okay.
But yeah, so once it goes live, you will get the email because you know he loves to send out good emails, y'all.
Okay. Okay.
Great.
That was my question. Thank you.
It is my pleasure. So he no longer uses Kong. No. And everyone that was using Kong automation, you guys should have already gotten your refunds and your account should have been deactivated by now. If you are having issues or if payments are still coming out, please send me a message so that I can make sure that that is corrected accordingly. Great question, Santana. All right, any other questions, concerns, or comments on the system, the software? Oh, Ms. Cross, I have a question since you left and came back. I'm sorry, one second, Ms. Smith. I have a question since you left and came back. With you leaving and coming back, do you have a book of clients? How much of the training were you able to get through before you had to leave?
I only got I only got through maybe like the first 3 modules, and I do have a lot of clients now, and it's killing me because I really want to expand because I do a lot of business credit.
Okay.
And it was some things that was in there, like the website to go to do the Secretary of State. Those types of things was in there, and I saw all of that stuff, and I was so excited, and that was my whole reason why I really liked it, the pro. And I was disappointed when I came back.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Yes, I will send a message to Dom, just trying to get a pulse check. And then as soon as he lets me know the pricing for that coaching plan or when it goes live, I will make sure that you guys are the first to know.
Okay, but I love Dispute Panda
Thank you.
and how it operates. It's very clear. It really helps me when I'm explaining what's going on with the person's credit profile. I like all of the features. I just don't know how to use it all yet because I didn't
Mhm.
get through everything. So I'm taking it day by day.
And don't forget, we have Dispute Panda regular nights, and we cover a lot of the pro features. So you can come on Monday and Wednesdays to regular Dispute Panda if you have questions, because I literally onboard. Like, I start with the live program and I work all the way through to upload a client and sending out the first round of letters.
Yep, I've done that several times, and I've been on with you quite a bit, and you do
Yes,
an awesome job on Mondays
thank
and
you.
Wednesdays. You're
Thank
welcome.
you. I try to act like I have some sense on Mondays and Wednesdays now. On Thursdays.
Usually it's Wednesdays.
Yes, I do remember seeing your name a couple of times on the Wednesday night, and you are very, very delightful.
It's when you have sense on Wednesdays. That's what I was
Yeah,
saying. No,
yeah.
no, I'm just joking.
No, you're probably right. You're probably right, because it's the midweek. You know what I'm saying? It's coming to the weekend. I don't know how to act. Turn up. Let's go.
I'm just joking. You're always wonderful and entertaining, and it's great. Thank you.
My pleasure. And then what was your question, Ms. Smith? I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's okay. I just had a quick question with Dino Credit.
Mhm.
Because I remember you saying that you had to go back and enter in your 1099 and your information. At what point will it ask us for our banking information? Because we have the affiliate link and we can see the clicks and everything, but I couldn't find out where we would enter in our banking information and the 1099.
Hold on one second. That's a
Mhm.
great question, but I can't share my screen to answer that question. Hold on. Well, I might. I don't know. We're going to see. Please hold. Okay. So when you go in, give me 1 second. It's loading.
Mhm.
I told you I keep 150,000 tabs. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna tell y'all my business. Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all my business, but don't act like y'all know my business. Okay. So what happens is I have like 5 different, like, the little icons on the bottom that says Chrome. I have like 3 of those at the bottom, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 5 that, because I don't want to close anything just yet. I'm not done. So
Your whole computer just gonna crash.
let
No,
me
I'll
tell
take that
y'all.
back. Don't crash on her.
It's gonna crack right now because you said it right with you on the phone, and now you're not gonna have your answer. And I'm gonna be like,
Right.
yep, that's what she wanted. So let me tell y'all, so my laptop was running really slow, and my girlfriend was like, "Oh, it's because of the RAM." So my daughter slowly walked past, was like, "Cause she got everything open," and I was like, "Ooh, you just gonna tell my business." She was like, you just got everything open. And I was real, like, I felt it in my spirit. I felt attacked. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt real attacked. And she didn't care. She said it loud and proud. And she was right, because my stuff moves slow, because I do have everything open. And I know I can just close it and then go to the history tab and pull it back up. And that makes logical sense. First of all, don't you shake your head, Santana. Okay. Don't you agree with logic. You supposed to agree with my train of thought. Okay. That's what you're supposed to agree with. Okay, so I believe it's under account settings. Can you go to account settings for me and tell me what's there?
Yeah, let me shrink this.
Because it's loading.
Look, I did have mine open. I must have closed it on
See,
accident.
that's what y'all get,
always
because I
keep
don't
mine
close
so I can just
nothing.
hit sign in.
See? See? Don't
You're
see,
not the
Mrs.
only
Smith?
one.
She should have been like me, all 500 tabs open. It was just taking a minute.
Okay, so go where?
Go to account settings and tell me what's there.
Go to settings.
Mm-hmm.
So if I hit the three dots and go to settings, is that where you're sending?
Oh no. Okay, so from Dispute Panda, you're gonna click on the credit dyno where it says go
Okay.
to affiliate dashboard.
Gotcha.
Once it goes over there, you should be able to. So you've never done that part, is what you're saying. You've never
I
gone to.
have. That's where I
Okay.
could. That's where I thought the information would be. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm there now. And then you said account settings. Okay.
What's showing up under your account settings?
So I have change email, change password, and change name.
Okay, that's not it then. Because normally if it's not completed, it's highlighted for you. Go to payout details.
Thinking.
Yeah, mine is too.
Okay, and then that word shows me the overview
Mhm.
of where we are the last 30 days, the commission events, and that's it.
There's no information that it's trying to collect from you in that segment. Because when you click on update payout details.
Oh, let me see. Oh, I didn't see those tabs up there.
That's
Payout
fine.
details. Let's see. Then there's a payment history. Okay, so name, address, city, state, zip code. Okay, so none of this information is filled out. So we would need to go in and fill out the.
Correct, because the very first thing is the address,
Okay.
the next option is a payment method, the next option is a tax form, and then 4 is you're done.
Awesome. Thank you.
So I can show you that part of the screen because it's not showing any information as of yet. But this is what it looks like. So when you clicked on payment details, so let me go back one. Lord Jesus, don't cycle. Okay, cool. When you go back one and you click on update payment details, it'll allow you to put your information in there. So you have to fill all of this out for you to get the payment.
Okay. And the payment won't hit until you've reached $100. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Okay.
That is correct. My pleasure. My pleasure.
What if we
I
went
have
over
a question.
$18?
You ain't getting paid till you get $100. Go ahead. What you said, Miss Cross? Because Mr. Smith trying to be funny. That's why I got all 500 tabs open just for him. Go.
Oh gosh. Well, I was just asking, is that every month that it has to hit $100? Because when it emptied and I got my payment, it reset, will it only pay out if it's 100
That is
for the
correct. So
next
if you are
month?
not at 100, so if you're not at 100 for the next month, they don't reset your clock. The money just sits there until you get to 100. Once you get to 100, so if you get over 100,
Yes.
the following month, like let's say the following month comes in, you earn 128, but you already had $30 sitting there, then they send everything out together at once.
Got you.
But
Okay.
it
But it
only
has
pays
to be.
out at $100 increments.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
My pleasure. Great question. Any other questions, guys? You see
Me.
how it's slow? What's up,
Yeah.
Perry?
Just to double check, cause I wanna after this call I'll be doing what I got to do. But
Right.
you said for the thing can you repeat for the collection thing? I just want to make sure I wrote it down in the
No,
note.
because you got a whole replay in your download file, Perry.
That is true. Okay.
Okay, in the name of Jesus, look at God blessing your whole heart. See, this is why I said he was a pencil with a pro, because he had. Let me tell you why I say that, because he got the cheat sheet now. So you're going to go to the site, Perry. You're going to go to the client state. You're going to confirm if the client state requires a license, an active license, or a mod. You're looking for a license. If their state, because I gave you guys the list of the states that do not require a debt collector to have a license. If they fall into one of those states, then that's not a method that you're going to use. But if they do require to have a license, then you would go to that specific state, search the business name, and also be clear that that business name may be another entity. Like, you know how Synchrony Bank is the one that operates for like Amex, and they do Amex, they do Amazon, like they do all those people. You want to find out if that company is owned by another company, see if that company is in the register.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
If not, I'll be here on Sunday.
Oh, not this Sunday.
Next
Not this, but
Sunday.
next Sunday. Okay, because every other
Next Sunday.
Sunday now, I'm gonna be in that Facebook group teaching y'all something.
Okay.
Y'all gonna be learning something. We gonna have work rooms. All right. Any other questions, concerns, or comments, y'all? Want to get some money, y'all? Hey, don't tell nobody, because I be saying I ain't got no money for these kids. I love that you guys are connecting in the chat. Definitely follow each other. If y'all follow me on any socials, please know I follow y'all back. If I haven't, please just send me a message, because I forget. Like, if I'm looking at it in real time and I know this is my person, I will go ahead and follow you guys back. If I don't know it's my person, send me a message, because I like to follow people. And by the way, don't follow me if y'all ain't ready to laugh, because I'm very worse on my social media. Worse on my social. Last night, my husband and I had a whole. Let me tell you how my husband called me a snitch on social media, y'all. But I had to snitch. Okay, let me tell y'all why, and then I'm gonna let y'all go be great. So I was I had an attitude yesterday. So just for transparency, I got off the call, y'all, and had an attitude. It had nothing to do with anyone else. I just had an attitude. Okay, so I went upstairs and I was trying to talk to my husband, and he had an attitude because the boys' team, he's a coach, he's a teacher and a coach at the school. So his girls won, but the boys lost, which I didn't understand why he had an attitude, because he don't coach the boys. So anyway, I'm trying to talk to him. He's not listening because he's tired. And I was like saying something, and I went in the shower, and while I was in there, he was talking mad trash. And I was like, wait till I come outside. So I come outside. And while I'm outside, he asked Alexa, he was like, Alexa, why does my wife act like this? And Alexa said, "Boo," and didn't answer. Okay. So I came out the bathroom and I was like, why does my husband act like this, Alexa? And Alexa was like, I have no idea. So he was like, Alexa, how dare you answer her? You didn't answer me when I asked you. So Alexa said,
Oh my God.
so I went to social media to tell them about how my husband was acting. Sure did. With my bonnet on, because I was going to bed and I needed y'all to have a laugh before the day was over. And then I plugged my master class. Don't worry about all that. It's all marketing. Go. What was your question, Mr. Smith? You said.
It wasn't a question. It's just I know that I put my email address out there. So that first one, it was a typo. There was a wrong letter. I pulled one of your numbers. So yeah, so I did send out a correction. So the one that says go back into the chat if you want to connect with us. Go ahead and look at the comment that I left, or the entry in the chat that I said that says correction. Use that email address. And if you have any questions about any of the things that we talked about, or you just want to connect with us, don't be bashful, don't be shy. We're open books. We like to share everything that we know with anybody, you know. So
So Perry, what he was saying was, say it with your chest hit him up via email. He got you, okay? Cause I know Perry, you young, ain't you?
The email is already being made right now.
What? Cause he gonna say it with his chest. Come on, Perry. Perry said I don't put
It's
the
already
load on it.
And I got
Yes.
you, Perry, because we gonna stop this madness today.
yeah.
We gonna
Yeah.
stop this. We gonna stop this madness today.
No, he not. Because it's gonna say brutal.
Oh my god. Okay, she's sleepy. It's time.
Well, like,
What
and
time
on
is
that note, good night.
Good night.
No, but thank you guys so much for coming.
Um,
If you have any other system questions, y'all can shoot me an email. If y'all send me a text message, y'all be having my number. I'm here to help at any time, any place. Just let me know. David, thank you for being an awesome co-host. JM, thanks for being the best mod ever. If you guys have any other questions or concerns, we are back again. Standard dispute. And I know Standard Dispute Manner is sick of me because I mentioned all the stuff about the pro. Okay, so no, it's be like, this is what it does. This is what you integrate with. But if you guys have any questions, y'all can come in that night. And if you're having any system glitches, I will still take the time out to talk to any of the pro people because we're one family. What the man said, one band, one sound. Okay, that's what he said in that new edition. Don't judge me. In that, in that new edition video, that's what it says. Okay. So thank you so much for being here. I will catch y'all on the flip side. Bye, guys.
all right. Good night.
Good night. David.